All right, Shalom. Call all Yahabashim Yahushua. Shalom to the left. Now, this video, I'm trying to make sure I get straight to the point. It's about the times that we're in, knowing what's going on this season. And the weather changing up. But also, the climate of the earth is changing up because what's going on across seas. And a lot of that stuff is affecting what's going on over here, too. You see inflation going up even more. You look at the stock market, you can look and tell what's being sold, what's being bought, what's being manipulated, so on and so on. Also, there's one particular thing right now that a lot of these countries trying to make sure they got access to. Well, I should say two things. That technology for the Karagma, which is a company in Taiwan that the U.S. wants control over and China wants control over. And simultaneously, you've got these nukes. Now, I ain't gonna play this video because they'll strike me for the copyright shit and all that. Esau get down. But they're actually talking about the ideas and all this stuff, which goes into the scriptures I want to get right here. In 1 minute. That's the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I created the waster to destroy." Now, when you look at the movie in this film, if you watched it, if you haven't, check it out. When they talk about this, they talk about the destroyer of worlds. Who created this person? And they literally showed him in the actual film, him being born from a baby all the way up until what he ended up growing up to do. The Most High. Let me get this scripture real quick. Book of Isaiah chapter 44 verse 2 says, "Thus saith the Lord, have made thee and formed thee from the womb, which he will help thee. Fear not, O Yahweh, my servant, and thou just run, whom I have chosen." Now, the main point of this precept is, matter of fact, let me go down one more. That wasn't exactly what I want to get. The book of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." So before Abraham was born, the Most High already knew him in the spiritual realm and what he was going to come on this earth and what he was going to be part of, as well as everybody else. Now it says, "And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations." So you have men now that's in their own lots that they previously did prior. Because ain't no telling what the guy Abraham created before. He might have created some other shit in his past life. Ain't gonna get into that rabbit hole and go down in the history and all that or whatever. But you have men, there was prophets before, teachers before, elders and scribes before, Pharisees or whatever, kings, warriors, all that stuff. And they past lives and they come back, like the book of Daniel said. Let me get that. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "But go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days." So whatever you was doing back then, when we're talking about when you rest, when you pass away, that's why people be like, rest in peace. When you pass away, you leaving this physical flesh just so you can go rest. You got to come back down here and live out your judgment again. Now we're in a time of even heavier judgment. Now, let me get this other video, exit off of this one.
The series of earthquakes in October devastated large areas of western Afghanistan. At least 1,000 people were killed, buried under the rubble in isolated towns and villages, many of which had suffered neglect and violence during decades of war and political...
See, this shows, look at the date on that, October 2023. This shows how bad the infrastructure, not just the USA is, of the world. So all it takes is one little event to shake shit up that lasts for months or years. This happened in October. They still ain't recovered from this. And I ain't gonna let this whole video play. I just want to catch a glimpse of what's been happening. So, let me see. Now, you got this more recent.
Now, this is the dramatic new eruption of a volcano in southwest Iceland. The authorities have now declared an emergency in the area near the fishing town of Grindavik, around 25 miles from the capital, Reykjavik. Now, some homes have been engulfed in molten lava, with one official saying the eruption is the most serious threat posed by a volcano in Iceland in half a century. Jessica Parker has the very latest.
This was a worst-case scenario that's now unfolding in front of the world's eyes. A wave of molten rock is carving its way into what was a thriving fishing town. Grindavik's been evacuated again, but abandoned homes and businesses lie in the path of an...
See, the Mossad got a magnificent way of making stuff uncomfortable, man. You think last month or the month before, these people just celebrating the New Year or whatever, the fake New Year, so to speak. They wasn't thinking about this shit. Now they got to evacuate, or they being evacuated, and the whole town on fucking fire. That's why the scripture say this. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 21. Also, that's why the scripture says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Don't wait till these type of judgments hit in Babylon, because they're coming over here too. The earthquakes, shit, earth splitting open and shit. There's places where fire can come out in the U.S. too. A lot of people don't know that. He talking about Yellowstone blowing and shit. You got fault lines that run through the U.S. There's all type of stuff, man. That's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 21 says, thou shalt not be affrighted at them, for Ha'adawam, thy power is among you, a mighty power and terrible. Because the Most High terrible. He can do all type of stuff. Think about how, cause I seen this post recently, I should have saved it and screenshot it. If I can find it again, I might make it the actual photo of this video. You had some idiot talking about our ancestors fought for all this stuff in this land, or person